Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're setting our sights on one of the most iconic and collectible pieces in the state quarter program, the Kentucky State Quarter from 2001. At first glance, this coin might look like just another quarter, but don't be fooled. Within its design and history lies the potential for rarity, collector excitement, and even life-changing value. So stay tuned until the very end, because you won't want to miss the jaw-dropping figure that this coin could be worth today. Let's begin with the history. The Kentucky State Quarter was the 15th coin released in the groundbreaking 50 State Quarters program, one of the most ambitious coin series ever launched by the United States Mint. This program, which started in 1999, released 5 different state-themed quarters each year, giving Americans a new design to collect and cherish. Kentucky's quarter debuted in 2001, celebrating the Commonwealth's admission into the Union back in 1792. For coin collectors, these quarters hold more than monetary value. They capture the essence of each state's heritage and pride. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this Kentucky quarter. On the reverse, you'll find an image of Federal Hill, famously known as My Old Kentucky Home. This historic mansion is a symbol of Kentucky's cultural history, and it's deeply connected to the song that has become the state's anthem. Standing proudly in the foreground is a thoroughbred horse behind a fence, an unmistakable nod to Kentucky's world-renowned horse racing tradition and bluegrass farmland. Together, these elements tell a powerful story of Kentucky's identity, blending history, tradition, and natural beauty. On the obverse, of course, is the familiar portrait of George Washington, a constant reminder of America's founding legacy. But why is this quarter such a big deal for collectors? After all, millions of Kentucky quarters were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver in 2001. The answer lies in condition, rarity, and, most importantly, errors. Most coins enter circulation, getting scratched, worn, and dulled over time. But if you're lucky enough to find a Kentucky State Quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded by a professional service, it can already be worth far more than its face value. Condition is king in coin collecting, and flawless examples always attract strong demand. Now let's talk about what really makes this coin fascinating: errors. Some Kentucky State Quarters were struck with dramatic mistakes during the minting process, and these errors are what send collectors into a frenzy. For example, there are off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, giving the coin an unusual and eye-catching appearance. There are double die errors, where design elements like lettering or the details of the horse appear doubled, creating a rare and collectible variation. Even subtle planchet flaws, where the metal blank wasn't prepared correctly, can make a coin unique and highly sought after. Error coins are like fingerprints. No two are exactly alike, and that's why collectors chase them. Another factor that drives interest is the sheer nostalgia tied to the state quarter program. For many collectors, the Kentucky Quarter brings back memories of searching through pocket change when the series was first released. People across the nation eagerly waited to find new designs, and that emotional connection gives these coins even greater appeal today. When rarity meets nostalgia, you get a coin that isn't just money. It's history, culture, and memory all rolled into one. So what's the real payoff here? Imagine stumbling across a Kentucky State Quarter from 2001 in flawless mint state condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error. The value can skyrocket beyond imagination, transforming what looks like ordinary change into a collector's prize. And for one exceptional example of this coin, the price reached an unbelievable $87,000. Yes, you heard that right. $87,000 for a single state quarter. Just think about it. A simple 25-cent piece, something you might casually hand over at the store, could actually be hiding a small fortune. That's the magic of coin collecting. The thrill of discovery and the possibility that treasure is closer than you think. So, if you've got jars of old change sitting around, take a closer look. That Kentucky State Quarter from 2001 might not just be an ordinary coin. It might be your ticket to owning a valuable piece of American history. Top 2, we are diving into the fascinating world of the United States State Quarter Program, and our spotlight is on a beautiful piece of American history, the Oklahoma State Quarter from 2008. This coin is not just a symbol of state pride, but also a hidden gem in the collecting world that could turn an ordinary pocket find into an extraordinary discovery. Make sure you listen carefully, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this quarter is so special and how much it can really be worth. The Oklahoma State Quarter was the 46th coin released in the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This program was one of the most popular initiatives ever introduced by the United States Mint. It captured the imagination of millions of Americans, both casual collectors and serious numismatists, who eagerly waited for each new design to appear in circulation. Oklahoma, the 46th state admitted to the Union in 1907, received its quarter in 2008 as the last year of the series unfolded. This coin not only celebrated the centennial of Oklahoma's statehood, but also showcased symbols that truly embody the heart of the state. Let's explore the design. On the reverse, the Oklahoma State Quarter features one of the most striking and detailed images in the entire program: the scissor-tailed flycatcher, the state bird of Oklahoma. It's shown soaring gracefully above a cluster of wildflowers, specifically the Indian blanket, which is Oklahoma's state flower. The intricate design captures both motion and beauty, making it one of the most admired coins in the series. On the obverse, as always, is the portrait of George Washington, anchoring the series in the tradition of American coinage while allowing each state to shine with its unique identity. What makes this coin especially exciting for collectors isn't just its beauty, but its rarity under certain conditions. While millions of these coins were minted for circulation, most of them were quickly used in everyday transactions, leading to scratches, dings, and heavy wear. Finding a 2008 Oklahoma quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition is not an easy task. Collectors prize high-grade examples, especially those that have been professionally graded and encapsulated. The difference between a common circulated coin and a pristine mint state coin can be enormous when it comes to value. Now let's talk about what really sets some of these Oklahoma quarters apart: minting errors. As with many coins in the state quarter program, there are rare examples of mistakes made during production. Some quarters show off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the blank planchet wasn't aligned correctly. Others display doubled dies, where parts of the design, such as the lettering or the bird's wings, appear doubled, giving the coin a unique and unusual look. There are also instances of planchet errors, where the metal blank itself contained flaws before being struck. These minting errors are highly sought after because they create one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors simply cannot resist. Another factor to consider is the timing. The Oklahoma quarter was released in 2008, the final year of the program. By this time, public enthusiasm had reached its peak, and many people were saving these quarters as keepsakes. This means fewer pristine coins entered circulation, and those that did often show signs of handling. As a result, finding untouched examples or rare error variants today is increasingly difficult. The demand for these special coins is high, and scarcity always drives value. Collectors also love the Oklahoma State Quarter for what it represents. It's not just about the monetary worth. It's about holding a piece of American history, celebrating the culture, natural beauty, and pride of Oklahoma. Every detail on this coin tells a story, from the soaring bird that symbolizes freedom and grace to the wildflowers that paint a picture of the state's natural landscape. For coin lovers, it's more than metal. It's heritage, artistry, and a tangible link to a nationwide collecting craze that inspired millions. So, here comes the moment you've been waiting for. Imagine finding one of these Oklahoma State quarters from 2008 in flawless, uncirculated condition, or better yet, with a rare minting error. Such a coin could fetch an astonishing $85,000. Yes, you heard that right. $85,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that something as small and ordinary as a coin could carry so much value. But that's the thrill of numismatics. Each coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than their face value. So don't overlook the change in your pocket or that old jar of coins sitting in your home. You might just have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 3, we are taking a closer look at one of the most unique pieces from the state quarter program, the Nebraska State Quarter from 2006. At first glance, it may seem like just another 25-cent piece, but trust me, there's so much more behind this coin. By the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors are fascinated with this design, what makes certain examples extremely rare, and how one of these coins can be worth an unbelievable fortune. The Nebraska State Quarter was the 37th release in the State Quarter program, a massive initiative launched in 1999 that ran until 2008. This program featured a brand new design for each state, highlighting its culture, history, and pride. For Nebraska, the Mint chose to honor one of the most iconic chapters of American expansion and exploration, the Lewis and Clark expedition. Nebraska became the 37th state admitted to the Union in 1867, and its quarter reflects both the history of the land and the resilience of its people. Let's dive into the design. On the reverse side, the coin features a striking image of a covered wagon traveling westward, pulled by oxen across the plains. Above it stands Chimney Rock, one of the most famous landmarks on the Oregon Trail, which guided thousands of pioneers through the untamed frontier. This image is more than art. It's a reminder of courage, hope, and the enduring spirit of exploration. On the obverse is the classic portrait of George Washington, anchoring the quarter in American tradition while allowing Nebraska's history to shine on the reverse. Now, what makes this coin so intriguing to collectors isn't just its design, but also its rarity under specific conditions. Millions of Nebraska quarters were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but most entered circulation, suffering scratches, wear, and damage from daily use. Collectors crave pristine examples, especially those in high mint state grades. Coins preserved straight from mint rolls or proof sets, showing flawless details and original luster, stand out in today's market and can command significant premiums. But the real magic happens when we talk about minting errors. During the production of Nebraska quarters, just like with other state quarters, errors sometimes occurred that turned ordinary coins into unique treasures. Examples include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin blank wasn't aligned properly. There are also double die errors, where design elements like the lettering or details on the wagon appear doubled, creating an unusual and rare effect. Planchet errors, where the coin was struck on a flawed or improperly prepared blank, are another category highly prized by collectors. Each of these mistakes is essentially a one-of-a-kind occurrence, and the rarity of such coins makes them incredibly valuable. Another factor that adds to the Nebraska quarter's appeal is timing. By 2006, the state quarter program was already in full swing, and millions of people across the country were actively collecting. This means many Nebraska quarters were pulled from circulation right away, preserved as keepsakes, and never spent. While this kept the design popular, it also reduced the chances of finding rare high-grade examples in circulation today. The market now prizes those coins that survived in exceptional condition or display unique errors. Collectors also love the Nebraska quarter because of the story it tells. It doesn't just celebrate a state. It captures the essence of America's journey westward, the hardships faced by pioneers, and the landmarks that guided them. Holding this coin is like holding a small piece of the Oregon Trail in your hands, and that historical connection gives it meaning beyond money. For numismatists and history enthusiasts alike, the Nebraska quarter offers beauty, symbolism, and the thrill of rarity all in one. So, what does this mean for value? Imagine finding a Nebraska state quarter from 2006 in absolutely flawless, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a dramatic minting error. The difference in value between an ordinary coin and a rare specimen can be staggering. And for one exceptional Nebraska quarter, the price soared to an astonishing $83,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $83,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe that something so small, something you might overlook in pocket change, could carry such a massive price tag. But that is the wonder of coin collecting. History, rarity, and beauty come together to create hidden treasures. So, the next time you come across a Nebraska state quarter, take a careful look. Check its condition, inspect it for errors, and don't underestimate what you might be holding. That little piece of change could turn out to be one of the most valuable discoveries of your collecting journey. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the Nebraska State Quarter. We're going to explore the Massachusetts State Quarter from the year 2000. This quarter may seem like an ordinary piece of change at first glance, but for collectors and history lovers, it represents far more. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this quarter has captured the attention of collectors everywhere, what makes certain examples incredibly rare, and how one coin in exceptional condition can reach an unbelievable value. So listen carefully, because this is one story you won't want to miss. The Massachusetts State Quarter was the sixth release in the 50 State Quarters program, one of the most popular coin initiatives in U.S. history. This program, launched in 1999, aimed to honor each of the 50 states with a unique design reflecting its culture, history, and identity. Massachusetts, known as the Bay State, entered the Union in 1788 as the sixth state, and its quarter made its official debut in January of 2000. Millions of these coins entered circulation, but as you'll soon learn, some stand out from the rest and can be worth far more than 25 cents. Let's dive into the design. On the reverse side, the coin features an outline of the state of Massachusetts with a detailed image of the Minuteman, a statue that commemorates the citizen soldiers of the American Revolution. The Minutemen were ordinary people who stood ready at a moment's notice to defend their homes and their country, playing a vital role in the fight for independence. Surrounding the figure is the inscription, "The Bay State," Massachusetts's official nickname. This design perfectly symbolizes the state's revolutionary heritage and its deep roots in American history. On the obverse, as with every state quarter, is the portrait of George Washington, a consistent reminder of the nation's founding. Now, what makes this coin fascinating to collectors isn't just the design. It's the rarity of high-quality examples. While millions of Massachusetts quarters were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver facilities, most were quickly put into circulation, where they suffered from scratches, wear, and other damage. Finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition today is no easy task. Collectors highly prize these mint state coins, and the difference in value between a worn coin and a flawless example can be astonishing. But condition isn't the only factor. Error coins play a huge role in making certain Massachusetts quarters incredibly valuable. During the minting process, mistakes sometimes occurred, leading to rare variations. Some quarters were struck off-center, leaving part of the design missing. Others display doubled die errors, where elements like the lettering or details of the Minuteman appear doubled, creating a striking and collectible variation. Planchet errors, where the coin was struck on a flawed or wrong metal blank, are another exciting category. These rare mistakes turn ordinary coins into unique treasures that collectors will pay top dollar to own. Another reason these quarters are special is timing. Being one of the earliest issues in the state quarter program, the Massachusetts quarter benefited from enormous public enthusiasm. Millions of Americans were collecting quarters straight from their pocket change at the time, which means many coins were set aside as keepsakes. However, few of those coins remained in truly pristine condition, and even fewer were struck with rare minting errors. This combination of early popularity, heavy circulation, and scarcity of high-quality survivors makes the Massachusetts quarter a particularly desirable coin today. Collectors also value this coin for its historical symbolism. The Minuteman is more than just a statue. It represents the bravery, sacrifice, and independence that define America's early story. Holding this coin is like holding a piece of revolutionary spirit in your hand. For collectors, that symbolism adds emotional value to the financial worth, making the coin even more appealing. So, what does all of this mean for value? Imagine finding a Massachusetts state quarter from the year 2000 in perfect, uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a dramatic minting error. The jump in value from a standard coin to a rare specimen is incredible. And in one remarkable case, a Massachusetts quarter reached a value of $80,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $80,000 for a single quarter. Just think about that for a moment. Something as small and ordinary as a coin you might pass over in pocket change could actually be a life-changing discovery. That is the thrill of coin collecting. The chance that history, rarity, and value come together in the palm of your hand. The next time you come across a Massachusetts state quarter, don't overlook it. Take a closer look, check for its condition, and keep an eye out for errors. You never know. You might be holding a small piece of history worth far more than its face value. Top 5. We are diving deep into the Ohio State Quarter from the year 2002. This coin may look like an ordinary piece of change, but its story, design, and potential rarity make it one of the most fascinating coins from the state quarter program. Stay with me until the very end, because you'll want to hear the incredible value this coin can reach in the right condition. The Ohio State Quarter was the 17th release in the legendary 50 State Quarters program, one of the most ambitious projects ever created by the United States Mint. This program, which began in 1999 and ran through 2008, produced unique quarters for each state, telling the story of America through coinage. Ohio's coin was issued in 2002 to honor its admission into the Union in 1803 as the 17th state. With its design celebrating the state's role in aviation and history, it quickly became one of the most memorable coins in the series. Let's take a closer look at the design. The reverse side of the Ohio quarter features an outline of the state with a banner reading "Birthplace of Aviation Pioneers." Inside this design is a striking image of an early aircraft, symbolizing the Wright brothers' historic flight, and an astronaut, representing Ohio's connection to space exploration through pioneers like John Glenn and Neil Armstrong. This combination of symbols highlights Ohio's unique contribution to the world of flight and space travel. On the obverse is the classic portrait of George Washington, which ties every coin in the series to the nation's foundation. But what makes the Ohio State Quarter exciting for collectors isn't just its design, it's the rarity of certain examples. Millions of these coins were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but most went straight into circulation. Once coins circulate, they pick up scratches, dings, and general wear that drastically reduce their value. The real treasures are the coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition, showing every fine detail exactly as it was struck at the mint. These high-grade coins are what collectors fight to own, and they can bring surprisingly high prices. Now let's talk about the real gems, error coins. Errors occur during the minting process, and while rare, they create coins that are truly unique. With the Ohio quarter, collectors have found off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the planchet wasn't aligned correctly. There are also double die errors, where parts of the lettering or the astronaut's details appear doubled, creating a striking effect. Some rare examples even show clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin blank was missing when struck. Each of these errors turns a common coin into a one-of-a-kind collectible, and collectors will pay top dollar to own them. Another important factor is timing. The Ohio quarter was released early in the series, when public enthusiasm was sky-high. Millions of people collected these coins directly from circulation, which means fewer pristine examples remained untouched. The combination of heavy circulation, public demand, and scarcity of flawless coins has driven the market value for certain examples much higher than expected. Collectors also prize the Ohio quarter for what it represents. It's more than just a piece of metal. It's a tribute to human achievement, from the Wright brothers' fragile airplane to astronauts who ventured into the unknown. Holding this coin is like holding a piece of history that celebrates courage, innovation, and exploration. For coin lovers, this emotional connection adds even more value. What does all of this mean for the potential worth of the Ohio State Quarter? Imagine finding one in flawless, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a dramatic minting error. The difference in value between a regular worn quarter and a rare specimen is astonishing. And in one remarkable case, a single Ohio State quarter reached the incredible value of $78,000. Yes, you heard that right. $78,000 for a single quarter. It's almost unbelievable to think that something so ordinary, a coin you might find in pocket change, could be worth that much. But that's the magic of coin collecting. History, rarity, and beauty come together to transform a simple piece of change into a treasure. The next time you come across an Ohio State quarter from 2002, don't overlook it. Take a close look at its condition, search for unusual errors, and consider the story it tells. You never know, you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the Ohio State Quarter. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover hidden treasures. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, your next big find might already be in your pocket.